Round one in the playoffs are in the books. Bark at the Moon gets the win. So I matched up with two Mac Attack, beating them by 30 points. So good showing from the Bark at the Moon boys. Josh Allen, big scorer, 29 points. Bijan Robinson, 21 points. So he was my first pick. I just need him to perform like a first-round pick the rest of the way because I got a tough matchup coming into this. Javonte Williams, 15 points. That was solid. And then Michael Wilson gets 11. Pickens, man, he was really going well when Lamb was out, but a little inconsistent last couple games. Michael Wilson does really well with Harrison Jr. being not available. And then Judkins only gets 2 points. Jags give me 9. And then Fairburn, the kicker, 17 points. That was big. I made some on the fly moves that day. I ended up taking out RJ Harvey because the matchup with the Green Bay Packers was tougher. So I put in Javonte Williams. So that was a good decision for me. But I should have taken out Judkins. I think Judkins might be going to the bench depending on what his matchup is. We'll take a look at that here in a second. But I think the last 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, Judkins has not been getting in the end zone very much. As you can see, the production, people are stacking the line against the Browns. That's what they should do. But on the bench, Amarian Hampton, 6 points. It looks like he's sharing carries with Vidal right now. So that's a hard one to make a decision on. And then the Panthers, Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard. From week to week, I feel like I don't know who's going to get the majority of the carries. So RJ Harvey for sure is going to be my next back up unless the matchup is really terrible. Brian Thomas Jr. is back, had a nice week, 12 points. Trevor Lawrence had 6 touchdowns. So the Jaguars were eating on Sunday. So that's pretty good. The other pickup I did, I think Sunday morning, is I picked up Harold Fannin Jr. and put Tyler Warren on the bench. Warren, just because Phillip Rivers hasn't played in 5 years, is going to start for them. He only gets 1 point. They weren't really throwing the ball deep. I mean, Phillip Rivers said his arm, he doesn't have that arm anymore. And then Fannin only got me 4 points, but I'm probably going to leave him in there. Let's take a look at my team heading into round 2 of the playoffs. Currently, Josh Allen, 22 points is a projection. The first 3 guys, Javonte, even though the matchup with the Chargers is tough. Bijan, they're staying in there. Drake London might be back. He's questionable. If he's back facing Arizona, 100%, he's going to be in there. They're projecting 12 points. Michael Wilson, probably going to stay in there as well. I am keeping my eye on Brian Thomas Jr., but his matchup against Denver is a tough one. And then tight end, Harold Fannin Jr. against Buffalo. Judkins against Buffalo, who's not good against the run. That might make my decision for me. You can see Rico Dowdle down there is projected to get 13. I'm just not confident about whether he'll get the lion's share of the carries or not. And then Hampton's playing the Cowboys. I know their run defense has been better, but it just split two back systems. I just at least need a touchdown. That one's probably going to come down to the wire for me. If I were the Bills, I would stack the line against Shedeur Sanders, against Judkins, shutting that down. Rico Dowdle's got a better offense. Chargers have a better offense. Just their line's not fantastic. So we'll see. Not planning to make any changes other than defense. Let's see defensively who's available. The Jags playing the Broncos might be the game of the week. So that may not be good to stick around with that one. Patriots facing Baltimore, projected to get 7 points. Maybe. I'll think about that one. They'll be somewhat I'll consider. The Saints projected to get 7 as well, playing the terrible Jets. I'm not going to do the Saints. That's a little too bold for me at this point. And then you have Titans projected to get 7 because Uncle Rico, Gardner Minshew, is going to be quarterbacking the Chiefs that day. So we'll see. Maybe the Patriots. So I want to go back to my team real quick just to see. Jaguars against Denver, projected against 5. Yeah, let's just make the change now. Let's go back to it. We're going to go defense. I'm going to roll with the Patriots. They're have been the most consistent out of these guys that are available. And we'll drop the Jaguars. Fairburn, going to keep him in there. How the Texans offense goes, I think he just gets a lot of opportunities. All right, so we made that change. Now let's look at my matchup. Kona Big Wave is first place overall. Top point getter, I think. I think she had me by like 5 points. We're projected to tie at the current moment. So we'll see. She has Jalen Hurts, Jahmyr Gibbs, Nico Collins, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. So if Njigba and Gibbs go off, that might be the death of me. And then her flex, I have Emeka in another league. He hasn't been playing very well. So, I mean, unless he turns it on, we're looking pretty even right now. But, all right, let's go bark at the moon, make Ozzy proud. Be well, y'all.